Good morning. I want to welcome you to this week's Wednesday Word of Encouragement, and certainly is my prayer that all of us will be encouraged in our Christian walk as we spend just a few moments together talking about receiving God's Word for us today, for us this week. The verses I want us to kind of focus on today are found in Ephesians chapter 3. Ephesians chapter 3, verses 17 through 19 primarily. And the word of encouragement this week is love. The love of God for us. And I find it interesting that Paul, as he writes this letter to the Ephesians, he is wanting to encourage them and build them up. And he says this, beginning in verse 17, I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, might have power together with all the saints to grasp the love of God, to know this love that surpasses all human understanding, and to be filled to the measure of the fullness of God. To hear what Paul is praying for this church, what I believe God would have us pray for each other, and that is that we would grasp the love of God, that we would know this love, the height, the depth, all of this love in a way that just affects us and touches us and encourages us. And to be filled with this love to the measure of all the fullness of God. For God so loved the world. That's some pretty big love. He loved us first so that we could love each other. And in my prayer for us today, and is the same prayer that Paul prayed here for the church in Ephesians, and one that we should pray for one another, that we would grasp, that we would know God's love, and we would be filled to the fullness, the full measure of God and his love in us. So the encouragement is, let's take the steps that we need to take today, this week, to be rooted and established in God's love. And not only seek that for ourselves, but seek that for each other. And I believe God will bless us with more love, more of his love for him and each other. God bless you today. God bless you this week. And until next time, be filled with God's love.